This week on an all-new episode of Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants, join Ryan Wolf, Troy Osborn, and Sam for rants such as... Oh yeah, now I'll be able to actually play Warzone for real, instead of like frame by frame, like a PowerPoint.
By groceries, he means Mountain Dew and candy.
I said, I want an Xbox and I'm going to have one. I don't care if I have to wait all night.
Right.
Yo, does it come with Little Caesars? Or...
Yeah.
I was fucking wrong.
Dude, I got a tent. I'm camping out.
We're going off the rails on a crazy train of thought.
Check a look.
Welcome, everybody, to Crazy Train of Thought, brought to you by the Idiot Savants. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am your host, Ryan Wolf. We are live from Savant Studios.
It's over there now.
Savant Studios. Thank you for joining us today.
Pokèmaster Troy Osborn is here.
Pokèmaster Troy Osborn joins us. Thank you for being here, Troy.
We got Sam, who is the gamer of all gamers.
Yes.
Played every video game there ever is.
Every video game ever.
You think
That's
you're a
Sam.
gamer? Name every game ever and every cheat code ever.
Okay.
Can you?
No.
That's what I thought.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, start.
You've unlocked more
Konami code.
podcast. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, more podcasts. Boy, we have a shit ton of stuff to get to today. I'm glad you guys are joining us. I played some games.
Right.
Got a new console.
You're forgetting something.
What happened? What did I forget?
Dude.
Oh, shit. Right.
didn't.
So this
He's
COVID
new.
thing.
He's new.
This COVID thing, we're going to mask up for the
Yeah.
pod. How about that? We're going to mask up here.
HR was getting on our case.
I forgot my mask. Sorry. I forgot my
Okay.
mask.
Thank you. God damn it, Troy. What the fuck is that?
I forgot my mask,
Are you
bro.
fucking kidding me?
No, this is my mask.
What are
I
you-
wear it to every
Now we have to
store.
do the
Miles
introduction.
Morales there?
Yo, that's a secret identity.
Come on.
Easy.
Stupid. Take it off. It looks stupid.
Come on.
God damn it.
You told me I had to bring a mask.
We're
I
not going to
brought a
mask up. We won't mask
I
up.
brought a mask. Sorry. Thought that was good enough.
It wasn't good enough. That's not medical grade. I doubt.
I mean, it's superhero grade.
Oh, it's super medical grade.
Superhero grade.
Sam, you got a new computer.
I did, and it's really hard to play this computer. You want to know why?
Tell me.
Because life is hard.
Okay.
Not the video game, or no, that's Life is Strange. It should be called Life is Hard because, you know, it's hard to be a gamer in this society. That's why we as gamers need to rise up. Vote gamer this year.
Okay. So what makes it hard to play said PC?
So I bought my computer from you.
I remember.
A very, very gracious gesture. I would say I appreciate it. And it's been like few days, like 4 or 5 days, and I haven't even plugged it in yet.
Oh, come on.
I haven't. I got home and it's like 9 already, and I'm waking up like in a few hours, and I go, well, I guess I'll plug it in tomorrow. Same thing tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and
And then
like,
Ryan's like, hey, you want to do a pod? No, I want to play video games.
Right.
But here I am.
Here I am.
I'm trying to do my civic duty, Ryan. You're keeping me from doing my civic duty.
Well, at least a little bit. So what's the plans for the new computer then? You haven't hooked it up yet. You going to be streaming, get VR?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to be streaming, and I'm going to get Well, I just put words in my mouth now. Sorry. You're going to be playing video games maybe, too?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll be playing video games, except with all this new, like, now I'll be able to actually play Warzone for real instead of, like,
Yes.
frame by frame, like a PowerPoint.
But you're still pretty freaking good for frame by frame.
Like a PowerPoint.
This is, I was trained back in my early Minecraft days because I used to play Minecraft at 2 to 3 FPS. No joke.
True.
No, it is absolutely true. I used to play 2 or 3 FPS, and it was on my school laptop.
Jesus Christ.
And it wasn't because the computer couldn't keep up. Actually, maybe a little bit. I had the fog all the way, like the render distance, like all the way up in my face.
Right.
And I had all the things low. That is my motto. Set it low.
Was it a Chromebook or some shit?
It might have been a textbook, honestly. It was pretty bad.
The CPU was 0. It has 0 CPU.
The CPU was on fire. It's like, a chunk. What are we supposed to do? Process? Yeah, no, I used to game and basically a stone tablet. And that prepped me for my future as a low budget gamer. Follow me for more life hacks on how to budget game. Basically, all you need to do is just suffer forever.
Yeah.
There's no way to play games well, or no. It's harder to have fun, but you appreciate it a lot more. Like when I look at other people's computers and they're actually getting more than like 30 frames, I'm going, oh, whoa, it looks so real.
So what made you buy a PC instead of a console?
Because you can optimize it more than a console.
Okay.
You have to wait out for new hardware with a console, whereas you could just swap out hardware in a PC. So
True.
Instead of just waiting years and years for a new console and figuring out which one's the best, I can have the best of all of those worlds. I can get better hardware, and I can play most of those games.
That's true, except for PlayStation games, though.
Yuck.
That's kind of your Achilles heel with a PC.
I long for Sly Cooper. In a completely platonic
Of all
way.
the things,
Yeah.
Sly Cooper.
Yeah, that's the one you want to play?
Yeah.
Not like God of War?
No, I've got
Or-
that on my PSP. What do I need that for?
Isn't that Ascension? Nobody likes that one.
No, it's Chains of Olympus.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
I believe that's a good one.
That's a good one. I enjoy it. I played it like 3 times on like a road trip once. Beat it.
So you
Times.
didn't pre-order or even try to pre-order either of the new consoles.
No, this is how crazy Microsoft has made society. You normal people will wait in lines for 3 or 4 days, and I buy a CPU and everybody loses their mind.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty
Like,
good.
I just am not that devoted to gaming in general, but also just for like hardware that I can order online. I can get a better PC, and I don't have to scroll through like 20 tabs on my on 2 monitors trying to like find my way into a waiting list when I could just go to Amazon, or not Amazon, but Newegg, and go, that is really good hardware. I am going to lose all my
Click.
money, but
Click.
here it is. And it gets cheap fast.
Yeah, the prices are coming back down on some of that stuff that were high at the beginning of the year because of all the COVID stuff.
What you think? It would
Prices
go
are pretty high.
up because demand would be high.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The demand is coming back down
Oh, yeah.
on some of it, not necessarily on.
I think
like
a lot of
graphics
it
cards, but
a lot of it is people are now going back to work in manufacturing more.
Right.
So
right.
there's supply for the demand now. Unlike before where there was demand and no supply.
right.
True.
Well,
Welcome to Economics Podcast.
yeah. Sorry. Not a math podcast. But Troy and I did pre-order. Well,
No.
we did not pre-order.
tried.
So we've told you about our trials and tribulations trying to get Xbox Series X's. And neither of us were able to secure online pre-orders because of bots and stupid other people that want them.
Yeah.
The consoles.
Jerks.
So Troy found us a way to get them in person.
I'm a freaking genius.
Troy-
I just thought of it.
Looked for an entire week, and I gave him shit because I told him, you'll never find any for sale, Troy. Give up. I'm going to just sit in my living room with my PS5. I'm not going to get the Xbox immediately. It's not happening.
Hey,
So
where's your PS5, bro?
I don't know. It's actually supposed to be here. So I have not checked the tracking on FedEx.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it did not arrive already. And somebody needed it more than I did.
There's
Because it's
more.
not on my fucking porch. I know that.
There's more than one way to skin a cat or get a PS5.
Yes, there is. And that's just to keep an eye out on people's porches the Friday they're supposed to be delivered.
Speaking of which, I feel like I know how you got your Xbox, your new Xbox. You just had a friend who bought the Xbox. You're like, hey, you want to come over for some like drinks or something like that? And he's like, why is your room covered in plastic wrap?
Nope.
Yeah.
So I was like searching high, low, underneath things, above things, just racking my brain thinking of I called GameStop, and I had a plan set up for a GameStop. The manager there, I've talked to him quite a few times, and he told me their plan was to, at closing at 10 o'clock, post a number of how many they have that aren't already claimed as a pre-order. So I was going to camp out at GameStop all night. GameStop doesn't open the next morning until 10:30. So you had to sit there and wait from 10 o'clock at night or before till 10:30 in the morning, if not later. And I was like, man, there's always so many people at GameStop, and that's where you go to get games.
Right.
And the games systems. And I was like, wait, that local store there, my wife used to work there. They always have systems. They always have stock of things that most people can't find because nobody thinks to go to this store. And they don't do online pre-orders.
So you can say it's Meijer.
Oh, okay.
Meijer's like a regional store, kind of a Midwest thing. Not too many
I guess there's
stores.
more than one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them around
There's
here.
more than one?
And Troy told me his plan, and I actually told him that he was high because they were getting rid of their entire electronics section. Because last time I was in there, that shit was bare and everything was on clearance. So I was like, well, I guess this is going to be dog food or some shit. Like,
Well, and no, it regularly is dog food because that's the Microsoft section.
oh.
Well, I called the guy and I was like, hey, so 1, what's your plan? And 2, can you tell me how many you got?
He's like, you're looking for a PS5. It's not by the 2% milk. I guess I'll check behind the eggs. Maybe hardware. Do you have a PS5? It's some kind of tool, I think. I don't know.
I wasn't looking for a PS5.
Looking for a Wi-Fi router, right? That's what
no,
you
I was looking for a mini fridge.
Yeah, a mini.
Oh,
you need an Xbox Series X? Let me get you over to appliances.
Not my problem anymore. We don't even have an electronics section. We just got dog food.
So he is very helpful. He says, this is our plan. If you want to line up, I don't think you'll need to. We'll probably have like 10. I don't know. We don't even have them here yet, but we will be getting some next gen consoles. I've got confirmation. Okay, cool. So then I called the day of, and he said, the guy, a different worker, he's like, we have them here. There are Xboxes here, both Series S and Series X. We have them. I said, can you tell me how many? No, we're not allowed to. Okay, cool. I'm just going to show up as soon as I can. So after swim class, I already told Ryan I am going there. And I'm going to camp out all night. I borrowed a cot tent thing from my cousin. I'm legit camping out in front of the Meijer. I'm getting an Xbox Series X.
Are you the only one?
I thought probably, maybe. Okay. At least that was going to stay all night.
So I wanted to save this question specifically for the pod.
Yeah.
Because I called you on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And you told me this. What was your fucking plan? Were you going to leave me out of this? If I hadn't called you on my lunch break, would you have told me any of this at all?
I think I would have, especially at the point of getting there and seeing how many there was, and I was the only one there. I would have called you and everybody else and said, whoever wants a Series X needs to get here because there's nobody else here but me. And there's a sign out front. It says 6 Series X's, 6 Series S, and there's nobody in line.
And you buy all 6.
Well, no, it's not even released yet.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't buy them. So the plan was they're going to give you a ticket at 5:30, like a Black Friday item, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So they'll hand out tickets in the morning, and then at 6 a.m. when they open, then you can go in and buy the items.
Gotcha. So you got yourself a ticket then?
No, not at that point.
Not at that point.
Not until 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning.
Okay, yeah. Continue on then.
5:30 in the morning, they were handing out tickets. So I get back to the electronics section after grabbing some groceries. Gotta get my
By
groceries.
groceries, he means Mountain Dew and candy.
I told you to go grocery shopping. I did.
Just
Don't
the
for-
essentials.
Don't forget the energy drink. I said, I just got off the phone with you just not too long ago. He said, oh, you're that guy. I said, yep, I told you I'm here and I'm not messing around. I said, I want an Xbox and I'm going to have one. I don't care if I have to wait all night.
Okay.
Is this the same guy that told you it would be okay for you to show up at 5 a.m. and get your Xbox?
Yes, same guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. He was like, oh yeah, there's nobody gonna be here. Just show up at 5, 3 if you really want to be safe, but 5. He said, and don't even ask. I can't tell you how many. I was like, dude, you got 6 of each. How did you know that? There's a sign out front. He looked at me like I was reading his mind.
I checked your inventory. I got a key.
So I then
It was behind the milk. It wasn't that hard, man.
I ran into the guy that ended up hanging out with us all night in the store, walked out of the store talking to him. He's like, so you're camping out? I was like, dude, I got a tent. I'm camping out. And then I called Ryan. I said, dude, they have 6 and I'm first in line. And I sent him a picture of my tent all set up, ready to go. And I was out there hanging out with the cart pushers, and they were some teenagers that were like, dude, you're just going to sit here all night? Yeah.
Right.
You've never seen anybody camp out for something before?
One, what the fuck else am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And 2, it's super nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was-
it's November, and it was 63 degrees was the coldest that it got that
The
night.
coldest.
The coldest that it got.
Ryan came in shorts.
Yeah. I came in shorts and a sweatshirt. I show up at 10 p.m. and I brought Troy Little Caesars because that holds. Like Little Caesars, you can eat it
that-
cold,
you can
warm,
eat
doesn't
cold,
really
yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Well,
And
I like the cheese a little stretchy. I'm not gonna lie.
well, I mean, fresh baked obviously is
Yeah,
the
that's-
best.
That's the best. But
Pretty
but
if you're
it's
camping
edible,
out at a store,
Right.
you can eat it all night long.
edible in almost all forms.
Heartburn. One of them gives me heartburn. This isn't a gastronomy podcast, so move on.
So I show up at 10. I got the food. Bring some the chairs that are normally on my front porch. They're like the zero gravity kickback chairs.
those
Brought
are so
one
comfy.
for me, one for Troy.
I'm just picturing a situation in my head where like they don't think it's an established line because you might be like if you're the only one in it,
Right,
literally just
right.
skip you. They just like walk past you, go inside, buy an Xbox, they come out, and you're like sitting there waiting, and they're like, oh shoot, there was a line.
Well, I wondered that. Like,
tragic.
I wondered about Troy showing up first and like trying to establish the line. Like, where do you even start the line at?
They had a sign.
And luckily there was a sign, so it's easy to be like, okay, I'm by the sign,
So I
I
literally-
am the start of the line.
I am the start. Anybody that tries to cut me, I yelled at them.
I am the line.
even the people that were like the workers were walking out looking back at the tent. You could tell like the rumor was going around the store as employees would walk out and be like, what the fuck?
Some guy camped out front.
Is he
protesting.
Is he homeless?
Oh yeah.
He's either a protester, a homeless man, or he really wants an Xbox.
Right. I got the chairs set up, and the first people that walk into the store, these
After-
trashy motherfuckers.
After Ryan sets
So,
up.
like, fucking Michigan. God damn it.
It's bad.
So they're walking into the store, and they're like, y'all selling those tents? What? Those
Yes.
you selling those tents there? No. Where'd you get that? Troy's like, I got it at a garage sale. And they're like, oh, where at? Like, there's going to be more fucking tents
Oh, it's still
at the
there.
garage. Right. Like, what the fuck?
And then he's like, well, what brand is it? I was like, hold on, let me look on the
know.
outside. So I told him the brand. And he, oh,
Garage
man,
sale tent brand? I
that
don't
thing's
know.
cool, man. I was like, that's why I brought it.
Yeah. Like,
It's comfy.
Like, can I buy the display?
That's what I think he was thinking, like,
yeah,
he was
yeah.
at-
Is this
he
a
was con-
display?
he was confused. He thought he was at Walmart where they sell stuff out front. Myers does not do that.
Right, right.
Yo, does it come with Little Caesars or?
Preloaded.
those
Preloaded
chairs-
with your camp fare.
Those chairs come with the deal?
Oh my
Package
god.
deal?
You know,
It's terrible.
I think it's just funny how confused all the Meijer employees are because like they have a sign.
Right.
Someone had a planogram and lay that sign out.
Yep.
And then they're like, the heck, people are here?
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Well, in their defense, that particular store, my wife worked there for 10 years. She had been through 2 console launches, so the 360 and the One.
oh boy. The 360 might have been mad, dude.
But any midnight release of anything in those 10 whatever years, however many, it was more than 10 years, I think. But they had never sold out of anything in the first night.
How many
ever.
Xbox 360s could they possibly have?
It doesn't matter though, because nobody went to that store to get them. Nobody ever thinks to go to that store.
Well, I was surprised that it wasn't a little bit more established. Like from Meijer's point of view, I was surprised that they weren't like, okay, here's where the line starts. Here's the official like start of the line sign. Here's X's on the ground. Like make sure you're social distancing.
There was lines on the ground.
Okay.
There was.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I had my tent over them.
Oh, okay.
Because they made me move my tent and there was no more lines after that.
Okay.
That was where the carts go.
So, Troy and I had a lot of fun camping out in front of the Meijer.
Actually does sound like fun.
Super cool. The other guy, the guy that said he was going to come back, he came back and hung out with us. And we just chatted about like games. And then the one cart pusher that you were talking to, when you were inside shopping, he was chatting to me for a while. He was like, I told him about the podcast and about, just growing up as a gamer. And he was like, I wish when I was a kid that I had, I'd been able to start at like, the Atari or, the Game Boy back when it didn't have a color screen. And I was like, how old are you? And he was like, oh, I'm 18. I just turned 18. Like I turned 31 like 4 days ago. So my first Game Boy was a big ass gray brick. And like, it was just cool to like, obviously he's had different experiences, than what I've had, and that was cool to chat with him. And then the other guy who sat with us, because that kid was just chatting, and I'm pretty sure he was on the clock, by the way.
Yes,
like that's badass.
They were all on the clock every time they came out. Like, they just hung out.
Yeah, I mean, he chatted with me for like 15 minutes.
Before you got there was when the high schoolers were still pushing carts, and they were literally picking up trash and playing basketball with it and talking to me.
That's cool.
Like they were like, "Oh, 3-pointer, boom. Hey, so which Xbox are you getting? Well, why are you getting that Xbox?" Just going on and on and on. So you're really gonna camp out all? Yes.
And it was cool. Like the guy that sat with us, he does resales as like part of his, like he doesn't, I don't know if he has a job. He didn't mention that, but he is a reseller. So like, he got into doing that for shoes. So he goes to like Chicago and a bunch of places around here, Indianapolis, like, and he'll camp out in front of a Nike store for shoes. He said the longest he's ever camped out is like 3 days in front of a place to get, like secure limited edition shoes. And so he can put them on eBay and make like $5,000 off of these $200, $300 pair of shoes.
Dear diary. Day 1, nobody even knows why I'm here. They just announced the Xbox and they haven't even began to sell it, but I'm way ahead.
Well, it was cool because, like, obviously this is a thing, like the thing that Troy and I went up there to do as this one-off is a thing that he does all the time. Okay, go ahead.
I just thought of something kind of funny. Like, I'm just imagining, like, so it announced, right? You set up at, like, Meijer, right? And you're on the wrong side of the store. Like,
where the door closes?
So, no, you start a line on the right side of the door, but then they put the sign on the left side of the door, and the line stretches for miles. You're there on the right side, and you have to go all the way to the back of the line. Oh, that would be tragic.
Yeah, that would be tragic. But he was telling us, like, he's involved in that reselling scene because Troy and I had bitched about bots buying up all the initial run of the PS5s and the Xboxes. And he was like, oh, I got a friend that bots hard. And he was telling us, like, some of the ins and outs about how that works. And he wasn't super familiar with like the programming and stuff, but he was telling us some strategies that his friend uses to make sure that he secures all that stuff. And like, That's crazy.
He goes to Meyer.com.
Don't do that because you can't buy
can't
shit
buy it
there.
online.
You can't buy shit at Meyer.com.
Yeah, it'd be strange to buy anything at Meyer.
He goes to Meyer.com. So Troy and I get there. Troy's there at 8. I'm there at 10. Other guy, I didn't catch his name. He gets there at like 11.
Yeah.
And at about 11:30, he goes, okay, when do you think the other people are going to start showing up? Like, how long do you think it'll be before somebody else gets here? And I'm like, I'm going to say 3. And he goes, okay, I'm going to say 2. And then
I think I said midnight.
Troy said midnight. And there was somebody there by midnight, a little bit before actually. It was the
before.
4th guy got there at midnight.
And then
then
our people that we went to school with.
Yep.
Shout out to player 1.
Yep.
Ty.
Alex and
Ty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool guys. It was fun to chat with them. I hadn't seen Alex in probably a decade at least.
Yeah.
But it was good to catch up with him and see what he's been playing and stuff recently. And so now that there's 5 people there that are buying Xboxes because Ty wasn't getting one. So there's 6.
There's 6.
6 total still. They haven't gotten any more in. And
we have 5.
We have 5 people there. So
all of us want Series X's.
Next person that gets there,
that's
the last guy. It's the last guy.
That gets a Series X. There's 6 Series S's too.
Yeah, like you'd want one of those.
Likely to want, though.
Certainly. So I promptly fall asleep for about 3 hours. And in that span while I was sleeping, probably, I would say no less than 5 other people showed up.
Yes.
So now behind Ty and Alex, there's another guy, and I assume he's getting an X. There's another guy behind him, and there's by 6 a.m. There was at least 2 other people. 5 a.m. There was at least 2 other people behind them.
That's some optimism. Thinking
Right?
that they're gonna get like maybe the people aren't actually in line for the Xboxes.
They didn't look at the sign. Nobody had a clue besides me, Ryan, and the other guys who were talking. Like we were all conversing the whole time,
right?
Talking about how many there were, and when people would walk up,
right? You're counting down, right?
Yeah,
like there's one
last
left.
guy.
That's not optimism. That's naivety. They're just like maybe they'll die.
They didn't even look at they didn't know how many there were, but we're talking and they're just ignoring us.
Mm-hmm.
So the gal at 5:30, 5.
At 5.
She got there at 5.
She was like, she knew that we had been sitting there all night. She was like, I'm just going to hand them out. There's already 6 for the Series
might
X.
As well.
Right.
Might as well hand them out.
For free.
Oh, man, that would have been great.
They've earned them.
Yeah, we did earn them. So she comes out. She hands Troy his ticket. Troy's number 1. I'm number 2.
Woo!
Homeboy that was with us, he's number 3. 4th guy, 5th guy is Alex. And then the 6th guy, which was the 6th guy in line. So all the X's are gone.
And she literally says, well, that's all the X's.
Yep.
And all you hear from the back of the line, motherfucker, why would they only get 6? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, my. Just going off.
This guy fucking loses it. Like the 8th guy in line just starts screaming. Like, but he's in like work attire.
Yeah.
Like he just showed up at the front of the Meijer deciding to grab an Xbox before he goes into work.
He should have read the sign.
Like, what the fuck? So he goes out to his truck and smashes the fucking gas, peels out, hauls ass down the road. Like, dude.
He's trying to get to the time
What's
zone
your deal?
If I go back in time, I can fix this.
88 miles an hour. Here we come. Like, what the fuck, man?
Tried.
And he was so angry about it.
And then because once we all got our tickets, most people dispersed. I didn't feel like going to sit in my car. I think you went to your car.
I went to my car to brush my teeth.
Yes.
Because
I was
Troy,
like, look, he's fucking brushing his teeth.
Troy didn't have to work on Tuesday. I totally did.
Day.
So Rachel, before I went up there, Rachel was like, what are you going to do about work tomorrow? Like, I'm going to go to work tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And she goes, well, how are you going to do that? Like, I'm going to drive from the Meijer to my job.
It's not that hard.
And then I'm going to do the thing that I do all day normally. And then I'm going to come home.
But you're going to be up all night. How are you going to do that?
Like, I'm just gonna do it. It's not like a how. It's just do it or do not do it, and I'm gonna do it.
There's do or do not. There is no try.
So yeah, thank you, Troy. Do or do not. There is no try, and
You just got to do it, man.
you just gotta do it.
Like Nike.
So
Do it.
I brought that chair up there specifically so I could sleep, and I thought, okay, 63 degrees, just shorts and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's fine, right?
Yeah.
I was fucking wrong. I was fucking freezing.
The wind was blowing, so it was more like a 55.
What day was this? Was this what was it
Tuesday
yesterday?
night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's when it just like the cold front hit.
It was coming. Yes.
Yeah, it was coming. I don't know if it was
It
here
wasn't
yet.
until the next day that
Yeah.
the cold front really hit.
Because it was still pleasantly, it was 63, but it was windy. And Troy luckily brought a blanket.
Yeah.
So I
snuggled.
could.
For me.
No,
guys
he
get all cuddly.
brought a blanket for himself. And then
He's
I
laying
used
there,
the blanket.
falling asleep. He's like, "Hey, you got that blanket?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can use it for a little while." And then he slept all night.
Yeah, I pretty much slept all night. So I got a whopping 3 hours of sleep.
All night, yeah.
So
I mean, that's my normal amount of sleep. Is that not yours?
No.
Have a baby, those.
mine's about 5, 6. So it's only half of what I usually get anyways. So yeah, I get the Series X.
Got it. We have a picture.
Yep, we got a picture. I'll put that in the video version. You can check out our Instagram.
You might even get an Instagram of our vlog that we did.
Oh yeah,
we only did
a
one
vlog.
of those.
Yeah, we only did one because I fell asleep.
The rest of it was just Ryan snoring and me talking to my friends.
We're
My
going
new
to be
friends.
hanging out with you all night.
That's pretty much what it was.
minutes
And then
later.
I fell asleep.
Kick back in that chair and
To
just
be fair,
pass out.
I had to go to work the next day.
Yeah,
That is fair.
So I get the Xbox, put it in the trunk of my car, and that was pretty much it. I
For him.
came home Tuesday, passed the fuck out, and then hooked it up Tuesday night and fretted about what I was going to do with the wires and was like, this is too frustrating to change the way that it is now.
Yep.
So I will just hook up the wires the same way they were for my Xbox One.
Yep.
What's wrong with the wires? Is it like
I
through your wall? And
want to
stuff?
redo everything the way it is upstairs. But I
That's
was like, should I
something-
do this now? Because I'm doing it anyways. And then I was like,
When we clean the living room, Brenda tries to keep me away from anywhere where there's wires
Yep.
because I will go nuts.
yeah.
I have to unplug everything,
Yep.
rewire it all, rerun everything one at a time, plug it
100%.
all in, and hook it all back up, and then turn it on and test it all too. It takes a while.
Shouldn't you be sweeping?
It's quite the process, as she would say. Quite the process.
Quite the process.
I've got the same thing, but they're just afraid I'm going to start chewing on them.
So I bought a 14 terabyte hard drive for my Xbox Series X.
Flex.
Promptly filled it up halfway with all my fucking games from last gen.
Yeah. For some reason, I pictured you pouring something into it, like filled up halfway with chocolate milk, and
So it's got, like 7 terabytes worth of games on it right now.
That's insane.
So when I started up the Series X, it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to pull the Xbox Series X versions of your games. You're going to have everything optimized right out of the box, blah, blah, blah. Did that happen for you?
Not the first day, no.
Okay, because it didn't happen for me either. I had to manually push those by starting up all of the Xbox optimized games.
I didn't have to manually push them. I just waited until the next day. Like I played it that night or that morning as soon as I got home, and was like, how do I find these games that are optimized?
Right.
So I searched for the games that were optimized.
Yep, and that's how I found it in
and
my
it was
library
like-
too.
It was like 2 of them. At the
Yeah,
time,
I
and it
had
was like
I had Crosscode, Gears, and that was it.
just mine was Gears Tactics, and Call of Duty wasn't even optimized at that
Right.
point.
Yep, it is now. I just fired up my Xbox last night and it pulled the patch.
Like and it's a big patch.
It's a 26 gig high res
High-res,
texture
yeah,
pack is
yeah.
what they call it.
That was crazy. I downloaded that it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the day, or Wednesday when I had left to go somewhere.
So
Go pick up the kids or whatever.
Right. So let's get to some of the playing of those games.
Yes.
You said you checked out Call of Duty and Tetris.
Tetris Effect Connected.
I think I've got a vaccine for that.
It was
Tetris
so
19.
it's that is made for the VR headsets.
Okay.
Is Tetris Effect. That's what it was designed for, was PSVR, I believe,
Nice.
originally. And boy, that was the first game I played on my Series X because that was the only thing that was on Game Pass that was like small enough to just
Right.
download real quick.
Yeah.
And it was optimized for the Series X. So, man, I put that thing in, or I started it up, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm playing Tetris.
Right.
And then I started playing it, and I was like, this is awesome.
What?
I have that my new TV, so that I believe it hits 120 frames.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And this, like I said, this Tetris Effect is made for VR. So
Oh,
it's
right, okay.
super high res, super like cool like visualization. Remember like the Windows Media Center things where it was like these cool things happening in the background
Yeah,
while you're listening
yeah.
to music? It's like that kind of stuff, but it goes with the music and it vibrates the controller to the music.
So is it like a big spectacle, like it's an experience?
Yes.
Okay, because like
Yes,
in my
it's,
mind,
it's an experience.
in my mind, you're like 120 frames for your TV, but the things are going tick, tick.
No, that's 3. But
Nice.
that game is really, it is an experience to just play that game. And I was sitting there, I kept pausing it and like, I am playing Tetris
Right.
on a brand new next gen
2020.
console.
I have a next gen console and I'm playing Tetris.
And
yeah.
When Brenda finally got home, she's like, I was like, you want to know what I played first on my Series X? I bet you'll never guess. She's like, Tetris. It's like, damn you, Xbox app. She gets the freaking notifications whenever I get an achievement.
That's awesome.
So, but I played it again last night thinking, oh, it's got to be wore off. But now it's not. It's just Tetris.
Yeah.
It's just, no.
Still cool.
It was, I kept playing it, and she's like, I know you want to stay up and, because Call of Duty came out last night at
Right.
midnight. I had to wait for midnight. She's like, could you at least like rub my back for a little bit before you play games for 4 hours waiting for midnight? It's like, yeah, just one more stage.
And this was the beginning of Troy's pro career. His origin story.
Yeah, right.
I am terrible at Tetris. And she wasn't watching at first. She was just scrolling through her phone. And then as I had said that, I was like, it annoys you how bad I am at this game, doesn't it? She said, I haven't been watching. And then she put down her phone because she really wanted me to stop playing.
Right.
And then she's like, all the way to the left. What? All to the right, to the right, to the right.
Take it back
Use
now,
the one
y'all.
up there. Use the one up there. Use the one, your saved one. I'm like, I told you this is gonna bother you.
Right. Right.
I am terrible at those type. Like, her brain is built for that kind of stuff, and to me, it takes a lot to like. There's a lot of things going on. But
Right.
Call of Duty is like so much going on, and I can get that. Like, it's second nature. But when it comes to Tetris, and I gotta look at where I'm gonna put it at, what's coming up next, and what I have saved, and it's all moving.
No good. No good.
I am on like level 6 out of probably 50,
Right.
and I've put hours into it.
So I did not play Tetris. I fired up Call of Duty and Call of Duty Modern Warfare loaded a lot faster. But the one I really wanted to try was Deus Ex because I've been playing that. I played it last week while I was off work, and I started up the newest one, which is Mankind Divided, and I beat Human Revolution, which it took me. Let's see, I think that game came out in 2011. It's a 360 game, and I'm pretty sure I started it at least 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So like the first thing, or I guess last week, I beat that game, and like it was so I would have started that on 360, But since all the saves live in the cloud, like I didn't have to do anything except hit the play button.
Yeah.
It downloads my saves and I just start playing again. Like it's just completely fine.
Yeah.
And it had probably been at least 4 years since I played that game last. And I beat it. I didn't have very much to go. I knew I was really close to finishing it.
I saw all last week you were playing Deus Ex, and I was like, I think that's a 360 game.
It is. Yeah.
Technology.
It's so cool that I can go back and do those things because it looks a lot better. I mean, I don't know, a lot better. But it runs better than it did on the 360 for sure.
So for the pod, before you go any further,
okay.
I'm going to play, what's your favorite game ever?
KOTOR.
Oh, Mass Effect.
Okay, I also really like Mass Effect.
I am going to play Mass Effect 1.
That'd be good.
And I'm going to try and figure out how to stream it so I can then save the video so then we can put it up.
That'd be awesome.
Hang on a second. Is this like that thing you were talking about where like Xbox, like in general, like their Xbox Series S or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, but grandmas take a look and they say, my grandson wants an Xbox. Did you guys' grandmas accidentally buy you an Xbox? You're just playing Xbox games on it or something? Like just an Xbox 360?
No.
Like, was there a mess up?
These games that didn't work that great on the 360 or the original Xbox are now running perfectly on the Series X.
So yeah, I was playing Deus Ex, and I really wanted to see if it loaded faster on the Series X. So I moved it to the internal, and I think on my Xbox One X, it probably takes, I would say, a minute 15 to load, and that's not even like a new game. It's an
old game.
So, I mean, Human Revolution loads fine, but Mankind Divided, which I finished Human Revolution, started Mankind Divided. Mankind Divided takes like a minute 15 to load.
Okay.
So the new current gen or
Xbox One.
The Xbox One game, Mankind Divided, takes about a minute 15 to load. And on the Series X, it probably loads in 10 seconds. Like I don't even have time to check my phone and see if I got a message before I'm like, it's already game time.
Isn't that annoying though? Like,
yes and no, but that just means I can spend more time
playing the
gaming.
game you want to play.
Yeah.
But that is annoying. I mean, you're just like, okay, now I'm devoted to whatever I'm doing on my phone. It's like, dang, I gotta play this. I gotta play the game. It happens to me when I'm driving.
What? So yeah, I just wanted to do some loading tests, and obviously Deus Ex loaded a lot faster. I want to try.
Call of Duty was nice.
Call of Duty was really nice. It looked nice. It ran nice. I want to try Rock Band because Rock Band has this annoying glitch, and it's had this glitch for fucking generations, where especially if you're playing in single player, but the track will like glitch while you're. Like the track is scrolling up, obviously, because you're hitting the notes or scrolling down. And like the music is fine, but the track has like some sort of a hitch or glitch where like it throws off my notes sometimes. And I want to see if the Series X will brute force its way through that little glitch.
Yeah, I bet it will.
And I hope it does.
Hold up. So you just missed notes, I think is what's going on.
No, and I don't think that's it at all. Like I have a note streak going, and then
I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
Like at the same time, I just like the idea of like, I'm so good at this game. No, this is a glitch. This is a glitch.
No, I'm not very good at it, but it'll do it when I'm holding notes. Like,
oh, it'll just let go.
Well, no, like my note will still be held, but like visually on the screen, the track will like hitch for like half a second, maybe half a second.
That's what you mean by the music will like, it'll play the note and it says you got it, but like it just doesn't do it. It doesn't hold it.
No, it'll hold it. But the screen, you can see like visually on the screen, you can see it like go from here and it'll drop down like really fast.
Oh,
and so it'll like
skip.
So it looks like it's like a frame skip or something, like a couple of frames are missing there, where it'll be here and then it'll be here immediately. Like it's not flowing down correctly.
That's annoying.
It is.
That's a new level of difficulty there.
Right? Right? So I'm hoping when I fire up Rock Band that it'll fix that. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying the Series X so far. One thing that I was a little bit annoyed by though was like, so at the beginning of last generation, Microsoft is like, okay, this is a TV box.
Yeah.
We're going to have HDMI in because that's fucking stupid. And we're going to release a TV tuner where you can plug in an external device and you can watch regular TV from your Xbox. So Phil Spencer, every Microsoft PR person, Aaron Greenberg, fucking Twitter account.
Yeah.
Every single device is backwards compatible except the Kinect, right? Like that was the messaging. 95% backwards compatible, every single device. You know what fucking isn't? The TV tuner. And I bought another one and it's too late to return it. So now I feel like a fucking moron. I have 2 Xbox TV tuners in my house right now and you cannot download the One Guide app for the Xbox Series X. And I tried. It's only $60, so it's not like a huge deal.
I was going to say
I'll
buy it, but I don't need it for 60
Yeah, I can use it in the bedroom, so it's not a huge deal. Like I got one down here for the downstairs living room, and I can use it in the bedroom to watch regular TV. But like I kind of wish Microsoft wouldn't have backpedaled so hard on the things that they got right about the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like that TV tuner is cool. Get rid of the HDMI in. You're fucking wasting money there anyways by adding another HDMI port.
Yeah.
But that is a USB device. So there's already USB plugs on it.
There's
and like
only 3 though.
there's only 3, that's right. But all you have to do is unlock the ability for that app to run.
Yeah.
Like if this thing runs basically the same operating system as the Series X and the Xbox One, then you are 9/10 of the way there.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not going to say it's just a switch they have to flip, but like
Flip the freaking switch.
They could make it work if they wanted to. And I haven't had time to look it up and see if like that's a plan. But I'm pretty sure it's not because there are things that were successful about the Xbox One that like I said, they backpedaled so hard on. The TV tuner is one of them. The second one is the Series X does not have an IR blaster.
No.
And it's like, and I was hoping, looking at high res images and shit of the renders of that thing before I bought it, like I don't see any IR blaster on the front of this. So what the IR blaster on the Xbox One does is it allows you to turn on all your devices. It basically makes your Xbox a universal remote. So it houses all of the codes that a universal remote would house, and it shoots out an IR blast into your living room, and that works like a remote. So it can analog turn on all of your devices. Because there are older devices that do not allow the HDMI handshaking. So they have solved that via HDMI, except for the devices that don't do it.
Well, and then there's some like cheaper TVs that don't know how to do that.
Right.
And that's annoying.
But like, I didn't buy a cheap TV.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a cheap Xbox, and I didn't buy a cheap home theater system.
Yeah.
I turned on all the HDMI handshaking on all 3 of those devices. Still don't fucking work. Wow. I turned my Xbox on. Okay, it turns the receiver on, but the receiver doesn't send the signal to the TV to turn the TV on.
Yeah.
So like where I'm at now, my Xbox One functioned better than the fucking Series X did because I have to now grab another remote and turn on my TV. And at the end, I've got to fucking turn it off. Like these were problems that Microsoft already solved, and they committed so hard to gaming that they forgot about what worked about the Xbox One in terms of things that aren't gaming. Like that's a convenience feature that they have removed. Yeah. And it kind of pisses me off.
There's one thing that they don't do. Like all those cool things that my favorite thing about the Xbox was saying Xbox on.
Right.
It turns on my Xbox. It turns on my TV. I then tell my Xbox where I want it to go. And then by the time I'm sitting down and turning on my controller, everything is where it needs to be.
Right.
And you can't do that anymore.
I was reading a bunch of reviews. The reviews went live about when the Series X came out.
Yeah.
Of of the consoles. You know, a lot of journalists and stuff have had it for a while.
They've had it for months.
Yeah, they've been trying it out for a long time. And I'm guessing Microsoft just greenlit the reviews. But the thing that I thought I think it was either Polygon or Shack News had a really good review of the Series X. And one of like the top, you know, they do like taglines and shit. Yeah. The tagline was, the Xbox Series X is boring, and that's a good thing. So at the beginning of the article, the writer goes into how the Xbox One was an exciting device.
Yeah.
Like it comes bundled with a Kinect.
So many things.
Right. It's trying to do so many things. And the thing that it failed at was the thing it was supposed to do was gaming. Like it's a video game device that is not good at playing video games. But it was successful at other things.
Yeah.
And I, you know, even before I got my Xbox, I was reading that review, and that review didn't necessarily bring those things up. These are gripes that I have that are very specific to like me as a person who appreciates convenience. That's why I only buy digital games.
Yeah.
Like I'm lazy. Okay. I want the easiest fucking experience I can. I want to turn my Xbox on.
It turns on my TV.
And I want to sit down and play a game. Like, I don't want to have to worry about turning my receiver on. I don't have to worry about turning my TV on. Like, am I wrong here? What do you think, Sam?
No, I don't think you're being needy at all. Things that you pay for that are supposed to work should work. And this is one of my biggest things. It's just like technology. Sometimes it's just dumb. And especially with like Xbox. Okay. So like they got really fancy pantsy with the Xbox One, like you're talking about, with all these additions, and like, sure, it can do all these things, but like, if you buy a Swiss Army knife and it's got a corkscrew and it's got a screwdriver and it's got scissors, but the knife doesn't work, it's not a Swiss Army knife. You've got like a little like novelty toolkit,
right?
That's also crap, because the secondary things should come secondary to the primary things, and when the secondary things are just basically like subpar, which I wouldn't blame secondary things for being subpar, but the primary thing is garbage. The thing that you're selling is not the thing that you're selling. You're selling us a Swiss Army knife without a knife.
I like it. That's a good comparison. But like now Microsoft has
a simplified version.
They went from selling a Swiss Army knife to selling a knife.
A good knife.
And that knife works really fucking good.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of miss the corkscrew.
Kind of miss the corkscrew?
Like, I need the nail file.
What, you want the Kinect to be backwards compatible?
No, but I want the One Guide back, and I want my fucking Xbox to turn on my other devices. Like,
Just like make some like 80s Rube Goldberg machine where you shot at glass, it breaks, and the glass cuts like a wire and it turns on your Xbox.
I'm pretty sure
if you wired your stuff just a little differently, maybe. Because what you're doing right now is going from your Series X to your home theater to your TV.
So that's the only way I can do it, because the Series X also doesn't have an optical out.
Oh, it doesn't?
It does not have an optical out. They took that out as well. If you want to home theater it, you have to either run it to your TV and go optical out from your TV to your receiver, which you shouldn't do because you'll be way fucking late by the time that sound gets to your receiver. And so the only way you can do it is to daisy chain it through your receiver and out to your TV in order to maximize that. But like,
I feel like you're gonna lose some resolution there then.
So,
too.
And I'm gonna try it both ways. I bought a longer HDMI cable and I bought an HDMI 2.1 to make sure that I'm sending the maximum amount of signal to my TV.
That when I got my TV, the guy sold me some super good HDMI cords, and I've been using those, and you wouldn't think that it makes a difference,
right?
But you can tell the difference.
My current cables aren't even for some reason on the Series X, they don't even support HDR. And the cables that I have,
the cable that came with the Xbox, or you're not?
No, I'm not. I can't use that one. It's way too short. Oh, my Xbox is way too far away from the TV.
Yep, I see.
So the cable that I have is probably 7 years old. Like, I've just been using it because it was the one that was long enough I had at the apartment. Like, whatever. It's not a big deal. So, and I'll try it both ways. Like, if I have to, I'll run optical out from the TV because my receiver has a built-in, like, millisecond timer thing to delay the signal. Is that they're going the right direction?
Nope. No, you don't.
I'd have to do it from the TV.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
there'd
know.
be.
I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Like the only thing that the delay would be like affect, I think that you would notice is Rock Band. Anything other
No, I
than-
noticed it even from the Xbox. So the Xbox One, I wired to the TV, optical out to the sound system, and I could see it. Like I could see it when people talked.
Yeah.
That it was not exactly lined up, but like it also didn't really annoy me enough to try and fix it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and I obviously calibrating Rock Band fixes that problem.
Yeah, yes.
Because the notes in the music time up. So, yeah, I don't know if there's too much more I want to say about it. Like the interface is the same, basically.
The reason it's the same for us is because we're in a preview program.
Good point.
We
Good point.
got it way early. Most people didn't know what it looked like.
Really?
Yes. So I was using my Xbox and was used to this system.
Right.
And then I heard like Jeff Bakalar and a couple other guys that had the Xbox is like, this system is nice. The way this menu works.
Oh, wow.
I really like this. This is,
And you're like, it's the same one.
I'm glad they made this update on the Series X. And it's like, I've been using this for like 2 months like this.
Right.
Why are you not in the preview program? Because it's
Right.
always better.
It is.
ahead.
It's definitely better.
Like even like Chrome,
I did not know that.
I use Chrome Canary because I want updates daily.
Right. Send them on through. If it breaks my shit or not.
Sometimes it breaks and Chrome Canary doesn't work for like a whole day. But I have
Worth
Chrome.
it. It's so worth it.
But I have Chrome installed too, so I just go back.
Yeah.
Troy has bought a knife that is sharp for one day and dull for another day until he sharpens it again and then is dull the very next day.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, the interface, I guess the interface could be new to some people, but
new to a lot of
to
people,
me,
I
it's
think.
pretty much the same. One thing I did like was the addition of dynamic themes, and it's super like almost irrelevant to most people. But you do not know how long I've been submitting feedback to Microsoft and being like, bring back the themes from the 360.
Yes.
I want
No,
to
you're
buy
so
fucking.
You know what I want?
I want to buy the Oblivion guy with a
Just-
flaming sword. Like that's what I want my theme to be.
You know what I want my theme to be?
Tell me.
Blades.
Yes, I mean
want the
blades.
blades.
The blades
I
are
want the
so
blades.
good from the 360. But the themes, the customizable themes was, and obviously it's microtransactions and Microsoft's pulling that money. in.
Losing money.
Like, yeah, why don't you? I
PlayStation
will
sells all that
buy
stuff.
those for sure.
You can get
So much
you
more
can get
like-
the half naked Japanese girl
Perfect.
thing from
Perfect.
PlayStation. Let's say on PlayStation,
Might
those
be
are
a
like
console guy. I don't know.
on PC they're free, Sam.
Really? Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Google Images.
Just
You know, that's one thing that blew my
Save.
mind when I was using my PSP, and I'd be like, "Wow, I have to actually spend $3.99 on a game."
Right.
And I was like, "Wait a second! If I go to Google and like, oh, there's what I want right there. I want that picture," and I put it as my background. I was like, "Wow, why are you
Problem
even
solved.
selling these?" Yeah.
Problem solved. And they have incorporated that to the Xbox. You can now get a custom background and you can use any picture. I actually pulled some of the art I made for the podcast and set that as my background. Super cool. Idiot Savants, got the big pink glowing face. But the dynamic theme takes the place of that. So on my Series X, it's a dynamic theme and it's super simple. It's just like a like kind of S-shaped wave, but it is customized to your profile color. So the back of mine is like light pink, dark pink, and like highlighted colors that waves in and out that looks pretty cool. So I don't know if they thought that like maybe the Xbox One did not have enough background power to support that shit.
I mean,
like they were squeezing everything they could out of that
Xbox
console.
One struggled in the menus anyway.
For sure. For sure.
Always.
Always.
It was like down, 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 down. And then you waited for it to go
To
down.
drop down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping like
The menu was always sketchy, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
But like at the end, I had the Series X menu and, it worked.
Well, and the PS4 had more power anyway, so it's
Yeah.
like Microsoft had to free up more memory for developers, like take away from system functions to free up more memory for developers to be more on par with the PS4. When the Xbox One, when they were trying to move it from TV Swiss Army knife to gaming, to the sharp gaming that they've got focused on now. So I'm hoping, like, obviously with the raw power of the Series X, they probably won't have to do that. So I would like to see more themes, absolutely, for them to bring those back, the customizability there. So I really like that kind of shit, like customizing my phone and Windows, like making Windows look all special and pretty. I spend way too much time doing that. Rachel hates me for it.
Have you watched the teardown of an Xbox Series X yet?
No.
Do you want to?
Oh, the Easter egg?
Do you know?
Tell the listeners. I saw it, but tell the listeners.
The Easter egg?
Yeah.
So as you open up the back cover, on the top of, or on the back side of, I'm not even sure what part of the Xbox it is. It's the fan.
Yeah,
on
the fan.
On the back of the fan, there is a Master Chief helmet.
Like inside, a little one?
No, like it's just a picture.
It's a stamp.
Oh, it's
just
a stamp.
Yeah.
But like this little guy in there.
Microsoft always does something cool, like an Easter egg inside of their hardware. So their controllers always had something, and this one has a Master Chief helmet stamped inside the console, which is super cool that, like, most people won't even know it's there.
Right.
But from watching that video, a lot of this console is super repairable.
Really?
If you need to repair it, it is repairable.
That's awesome.
Unlike
Practical.
most things.
Yeah.
It's more like a PC.
The new iPhone got a 0 in repairability. Like it's the lowest score, obviously, that they like when you try
Disposable.
when you try to swap out the cameras, you can pull it apart, you can change out the cameras, and then it will not register the new camera.
Because it's like, this is not the original camera.
Right. 0 repairability score.
It's just like, let's match up these serial numbers.
Exactly.
And
And no.
that's
You stole this camera. How dare you?
Right.
you could say that's
I bought
Alienware.
So I'm enjoying the Xbox so far.
How do you like the controller? Or
So
have
I
you used it?
I was gonna ask you if you used the new controller, because I got the Elite 2. I was
Yeah.
like, how do I fucking not use the Elite 2?
I agree.
So I did get really close though. I grabbed the controller and I brought it really close to my face just to see if they did X, Y, A, B in little, because Sony put that on their controller. So I was like, did Microsoft make their own stamp? But they didn't. It's just textured, and it feels really nice.
I really
the grips or the triggers are textured.
It's
the D
got-
button feels really nice.
I haven't measured it yet, or it's probably been measured, but I haven't measured it. It's definitely got more stick tension.
Oh, really?
They brought back the stick tension, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Which they knew when they made the Series 2 Elite that people wanted stick tension.
Yeah.
So it feels.
Well, I still got mine turned all the way up from when you
Yes.
did it, because
It
so I
feels
haven't
so nice.
I
when it's
haven't
turned
messed
up.
with a regular 360 or a regular Xbox One controller in a while.
Yeah.
So like I may not have even noticed the increased tension
Yeah.
because I've already got it on my Elite.
Yeah. That's my one thing that I want from a controller, is that I wish that I could take my analog sticks out of my Series X controller and put it in my
Right.
Power A controller.
I thought that the buttons, the bumpers.
Yes.
The bumpers feel so much better. Like that is
The whole
a
thing
so
feels
much
better.
better
I love it.
click to those bumpers. And I
the
didn't
click
play a
of-
game with it, but
yeah.
I was just like, man, the bumpers don't feel like they're gonna fucking fall
The
off.
click of the old bumpers would wake up a baby. Coming from a guy with experience.
Yeah.
Sleeping babies, clicking bumpers, they don't mix.
So if you
Don't
got like a
mix.
paranoid dad that hears every sound at night and goes, "What was that?" Yeah.
Fucking Skyrim.
I'm just trying to.
Dad's
shout
on
that.
patrol. What was that?
What was that?
Is there a spider in the house?
This used to irritate me all the time. So so you're trying to go to sleep, right? And something wakes you up. And it's literally just a little click, right? You get out of bed, you go downstairs, you go into my room, and you yell at me for making too much noise, and then I'm keeping you up. And then you go upstairs, you go all the way across the house, you go back into bed. What was the point? You literally, I did not disturb the peace. Love you, Dad. I'm just making fun.
Yeah, my dad used to do that too, because we were little shits growing up. And we'd be up till fucking 5, 6, 7.
It's time to sleep.
Right.
The one sleepover that I went to his house, everybody else went to sleep, and I played Grand Theft Auto all night long. They woke up in the morning, they were like, "Are you still playing this?" "Yeah, I don't have this at home. It's like crack."
That was 4, right?
It was San Andreas.
San Andreas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to keep testing out the Series X, obviously. I moved my Xbox One X to the bedroom.
Did you?
Since that Xbox
My
was
One
more or
X
less
is
unplayable.
Still right beside my Series X because I got to move it to
Yeah.
living room now.
Well, I might have an Xbox One up for grabs if anybody would like an Xbox One. I have an extra, and I don't know that I'll, if you want one, I'll probably just send it to you. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments or on Twitter if you'd like an Xbox One.
Xbox One original.
Send me your
Day One edition.
They won.
The console itself doesn't say.
No, it
So
doesn't, but it was.
It was, yeah. So day one edition.
New Microsoft Xbox Series X Meyer Edition.
No, not the Meyer edition. I got the Meyer edition.
Did we just get an achievement
Yeah,
on
I
the
don't know.
podcast?
I don't know what that was. Achievement unlocked. Podcast for an hour. So actually, we're gonna get out of here. I don't think we got time to get to news today. We had a pretty good chat there about the Xbox. We'll get to news next week. So
Just a public service announcement. Don't turn your Xbox into an aromatherapy.
Oh yeah! Thank you, Sam.
Yes,
PSA. So there's been Twitter videos going around. I saw it on Instagram stories
I thought
too.
there was problems with the Xbox.
Did you
I got
really?
scared.
Well, I saw it and I was like, "There's no way. There's no way that's real."
Yeah.
And turns out it's not.
Somebody was a dumbass and decided to blow vape smoke. Do you know what vape smoke is? Water vapor.
Water vapor.
And they're blowing it into an electronic and making it come out the fan at the top so it looks cool.
Oh, Xbox big chimney.
And it goes,
Big chimney.
and it goes, he blows it in, and then you start to see the the vapor come out of the top of the Xbox, and then you hear this electronic pop, and then it smokes more. And I believe it's every bit of the microprocessing chips just melting.
It's your
melting.
microprocessor essential oil.
God damn it! Don't do that.
You know that electronic smell, that burning electronic smell? If you like that as aromatherapy, there you go.
Xbox
Stress and anxiety.
Xbox put out a tweet. They said, "We can't believe we have to say this, but please do not put vape smoke through your Xbox Series X." So this is us continuing their PSA. Please do not do that. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. This has been Crazy Train of Thought episode. Wherever the fuck we're on, I've been your host, Ryan Wolf. Thank you, Troy, for joining us today. Thank you, Sam, for being on. We'll be back with another pod next week or something. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's all, folks. What the fuck?
Dude, jaguars underwater are terrifying. Freaking look at this.
I don't know what the last thing I said was.
It's insane looking.
Yes, I do not like that.
Look at this one here.
Why?
It's on my Facebook.
Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Thank you for that.
One more. Look at this guy. He's munching, but he's so angry.
I don't like it.